Arsenal may have found their first signing. I said only a few days ago, as soon as we hit the 31st of December, the rumours will come out absolutely everywhere. News, different views, transfer clues. There is so much transfer speculation around right now. The window opens tomorrow. It's the 31st of December. Happy New Year to everyone tomorrow. And I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who supported this channel. We only started this channel in March. The channel isn't even a year old, and we're pushing 36,000 subscribers. It's absolutely unreal. But today, enough of that. I don't want to bore you guys. We're here to talk transfers, and there's a hell of a lot of news out there with Dani Olmo and Nico Williams. Make sure you go down, drop a like if you haven't already. Make sure you have subscribed to the channel. 88% of everyone who watches this content is not subscribed. So go down, hit that subscribe button. Let me know your thoughts down below. Channel membership is coming soon for people that want extra transfer content. Now, Dani Olmo, absolutely obscene, this story. Obscene. Fabio Romano only said a few days ago that Barcelona cannot register Dani Olmo. Now, what on earth is going on with this story? He is a ridiculous player, an absolutely ridiculous player. They signed him back in August. This was the picture that Barcelona tweeted out on their socials saying, until 2030, Dani Olmo. Let's be honest, it's been very start-stop since then for him. Apparently, according to Fabio Romano, that he may not be getting registered. A court in Barcelona has rejected Barcelona's appeal to register Dani Olmo and Pau Victor, and that's from Mundo Deportivo. This is huge. Dani Olmo is a class player. You saw him at the Euros where he was absolutely majestic. And since then, a certain club in the Premier League, alongside Arsenal and Liverpool, have also been heavily linked. He has been at Barcelona a matter of months. He's played 15 games in all competitions, got 6 goals and 1 assist, so 7 goal contributions in 15. He's got 5 goals in 10 games in the league. His contract expires, as you can see, 2030, but they have rejected the opportunity to actually sign him for some reason permanently, because he, according to Fabio Romano, it's been the court rejected. So he the case put forward to completely register him as a Barcelona player, which now means he is available. Now he is a top player, can play in the 10, can play out wide, and all of a sudden the speculation has come out, and Arsenal are one of the clubs that are being heavily linked to potentially sign him. According to this transfer story, which is from the Standard, Arsenal are weighing up a move for Dani Olmo amid uncertainty over his Barcelona future. This summer signing was registered by Barcelona only for half of the season, as the club did not meet La Liga's wage cap restrictions. The situation has not improved, and Barca's appeal for the precautionary registration of the player for the second half of the season. Sorry, there's an advert there. I need to move that. For the second half of the season was rejected yesterday. He must be registered before January 1st to play for the remainder of the season, which of course is tomorrow. Now, due to the court rejecting this, the likelihood is now he may leave on loan or a permanent departure from Barcelona. This will leave the door open for a loan move, according to Sport. The Premier League is the most attractive option. Arsenal, Manchester City, and Manchester United are among the European giants linked with the Euro 2024 star, while Paris Saint-Germain are also looking, according to RMC Sport. Now, I think personally, Dani Olmo chooses a Premier League move over a move to PSG. He's played at Zagreb, he's played at Leipzig, and he has played at Barcelona. He's got a really good record in Leipzig. What's that? 63 goal contributions in 148 games. And as you can see, he's only played 15 games at Barcelona. Really good return as well for Dynamo Zagreb. Done it in the Champions League. Done it in La Liga. done it in the Bundesliga, done it on the international stage as well. Now, if you're looking at what someone like Arsenal need, they need a little bit more creativity when it comes down to breaking down low blocks. I think he would be a very, very good signing for Arsenal. If they bring in Dani Olmo and you think of the creative players they've got, like Martin Odegaard, Fabio Vieira is also being linked back with a move to Arsenal. I think he would be an unreal signing, absolutely unreal. We saw him terrorize teams in the Euros. You know, you think back to that Euro season, about to say season, that Euro campaign. He had 3 goals and 2 assists in the 6 games for Spain, and of course, winning the Euro. So he has proven he can do it on the big stage. He's on 180,000 euros a week. So he wouldn't even be anywhere near Arsenal's highest paid player. He ticks all the boxes for me. Now, looking at what Arsenal need in terms of their creativity, plus someone or who can play out wide. Now, another player that is, of course, being heavily linked back to Arsenal is Benjamin Sesko. Now, he was going to be the first forward that Arsenal signed back in the summer. He was the first one, you know, heavily linked with Arsenal. Now, according to this source here, I think this is caught offside. He is going to be available for around 70 million euros. Now, of course, Leipzig aren't having the best of season by their standards. They're kind of sliding down the Champions League in terms of that they haven't been that good. I'll be honest with you. Let me just delete that advert. But it says Arsenal are reportedly remaining interested in a potential transfer move for Benjamin Sesko. He'll cost about 70 million euros. Arsenal would surely do well to sign Sesko, but it seems a deal won't come cheap. However, for the right money, Leipzig are prepared to sell. Now, Benjamin Sesko is, you know, a player in which I think would need maybe 2 or 3, you know, seasons. Not necessarily, not 2 or 3 seasons, but you'll need maybe a season for him to bed into the Premier League. He's not a prolific number 9 like the Erling Haalands, like the Victor Gyökereses of the world. However, he is only 21 years of age. I definitely think Havertz would still be the main striker if he was to come in. His record in a Leipzig shirt roughly is 1 goal every 2 games, or 1 goal contribution every 2 games. 29 goals and 5 assists in 65 games. And of course, he isn't the main striker there as well. They've got Luis Openda, who is a really good player for Leipzig. I think that would be a difficult one to get. There was obviously a lot of reports coming out with Mohammed Kudas. West Ham have briefed the media that he will be available for around £100 million this window. And you know, Arsenal recently, in the last year or so, or 18 months, have gone out there and paid West Ham for one of their biggest stars in Declan Rice. Could they do it again for Mohammed Kudas? Matthias Cunha at Wolves is another player getting a lot of traction now. The stories are starting to pick up that he could be available for around 50 to 60 million pounds. One thing that is genuinely going to pick up a lot of traction is if Wolves are near the relegation zone come the end of January, surely from a Wolves perspective is they're going to put up every defense possible to let their best player go. Mohammed Kudas potentially is a little bit more realistic because West Ham could go out in the market and get someone else. Not saying that Wolves can't, but Wolves are more reliant on Cunha than West Ham are on Kudas because West Ham have also got Bowen and Paqueta. The other player that is still being linked, and even Sky Sports put it out, saying that one player that every club should sign, and that player being linked to Arsenal was Nico Williams. Now, we've all been here before looking at the stories of Nico Williams being linked with a move back to a Premier League club. I say back to a Premier League club. He's never played for a Premier League club, but back being linked to a Premier League club. Now, he hasn't had the best of seasons so far for Athletic Bilbao. However, for Bilbao personally, they're having a really good season. He's got 1 goal and 3 assists in 17 games in the league, and he's played 6 in the Europa League and got 1 goal and 2 assists. He's a lot more of a creative player than he is a goal scorer. Now, one thing Arsenal need while Bukayo Saka is out is to bring in players that can replicate his output. Bukayo Saka has got 100 goal contributions in the Premier League in 4 or 5 seasons and has been a top player for Arsenal for years now. A world-class talent. If they were to bring in players, they'd need to bring in 2 to replicate his numbers. Maybe that's a Cunha and Sesko. Maybe that's Nico Williams and a Jokides. Whoever it is, Arsenal need to go out there this season, this window especially, and show the ambition that they are in a title race. You know, Athletic Bilbao, as it stands right now, are in the top 4 and are in a very good position in the Europa League as well, being top. Are they going to sell Nico Williams? I'm not necessarily sure. I think Kudas or Cunha or Dani Olmo is a lot more realistic than Nico Williams. However, for the right money, Williams would leave, in my opinion. Look at the form they're in as well. Won 4 of their last 5 games. Only Atletico Madrid have got a better form in the last 5 games. They're also top of the Europa League as well. So it's going to be a very, very difficult deal for Arsenal to do. However, like I just said, if they put 50, 60, 70 million on the table, Bilbao surely would accept that. Now, out of the players that they've been linked to so far, Cunha, Kudas, Sesko, Nico Williams, and Dani Olmo, one of those 5 for me has to join Arsenal this January transfer window. As it stands right now, recording this on the 31st of December, they are 9 points behind Liverpool with the same amount of games played. If they want to close that gap down, buying a few players this window would surely not go amiss. Chelsea have had a couple of defeats recently and a draw wobbled. They can extend that gap to 4 points over Chelsea with a win against Brentford tomorrow away. But this window, for me, the most important team that need players is Arsenal and Manchester City this window. Arsenal, of course, without Saka. Manchester City, of course, without Rodri. And Liverpool, at this moment in time, are firing on all cylinders. That doesn't mean you don't have to strengthen while on top, but Arsenal need to bring in a forward. Raheem Sterling apparently is still going to be out for a few weeks. And you look at the bench they had in the game against their last game, which was against Ipswich Town on Friday just gone. Their bench looked a little bit, from an attacking outlet, not a little bit, it looked very weak from bringing on an attacking option. Thomas Partey, Mikel Merino, midfielders, Tierney, Kivior, Zinchenko, defenders, Neto, a goalkeeper, Calafiori, a defender, Jorginho, a midfielder, and Ethan Nwaneri, a midfielder. No forward on the bench. When you look at, if Arsenal want to win a Premier League title, if they want to go on and win a League Cup, it's going to be very hard to get past Newcastle at this moment in time. But they have to go out there for me and spend on 2 players this window as a bare minimum. If they don't, I think they are letting Arteta down a little bit. Make sure you go down and drop a like. Make sure you have subscribed. Happy New Year to you all.